On this episode, we discuss whether or not you can submit a new offer if your first initial lowball offer was flat out rejected by the homeowner.
You ask real estate questions, and I answer them. This is the Ask Daniel Los Angeles Show.
Welcome everybody to episode 37 of the Ask Daniel Los Angeles Show. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Let's get started with the show.
Rob G asks, my lowball offer was flat out rejected by the home seller. Can I still submit a new offer?
If you submit a lowball offer on a property and the seller just flat out rejects it, all you get is a big fat no stamped onto your offer, you can still submit a new offer, but hopefully you did not offend the homeowner, because a lot of times if you submit a lower offer, the seller just gets upset, they get emotional, and they say, you know what, I never want to deal with this person ever again. They flat out reject it, and they don't want to work with you. So hopefully that's not the case. And if that's not the case, then what you can do is you can submit a new offer. Hopefully you have a better price and better terms, and you get yourself a deal.
Vanessa T asks, are real estate taxes included with my monthly mortgage payment?
Your property taxes may or may not be included with your monthly mortgage payment. That is something you need to discuss with your lender, because a lot of the times they require that you pay your property taxes or part of it every single month. That goes into their own little escrow account. They collect the money, and then when it's time to pay the taxes, they pay it off. That would be called an impound account, and sometimes lenders require you to have that because they know for a fact that your property taxes are going to be paid off. If you don't have an impound account, then what you're basically doing is you hold on to the money and you pay the property taxes twice a year. A lot of people don't like to do that because it could be a $5,000-$6,000 payment, and you got to do that twice a year, and a lot of people forget about it and they just don't want to deal with it. And sometimes impound accounts are just a lot easier just to pay it off every single month. So that's really something you need to discuss with your lender and see if it's optional or if it's mandatory.
Monica N asks, what is the difference between a list price and a sale price?
When you go to real estate websites like Zillow or Trulia and you look at the for sale properties, they're going to have what's called a list price. And so that is the price that the home seller is telling the public that they're willing to accept for their property. That's the list price. The sale price is the final sales price. So the seller accepts an offer, they go through escrow, and at the very, very end, there's going to be an actual number that is associated with that sale, and that's going to be the final sales price. So if the property's at $1 million, let's say that's the list price, $1 million, the sales price could be, $950. If it went below the asking price, it could be at full asking price, which is $1 million, or it can go above the asking price, $1,050,000. So that's the difference between the list price and the sales price.
Paul S asks, the buyer for my home is not removing their inspection contingency. Can I cancel the deal?
If the buyer for your home did all of their inspections and they're still not removing their inspection contingency in writing, that's a little bit of a problem. The whole point is to move along in escrow, and they're not moving along. So your listing agent should call the buyer's agent and say, what's going on? Why aren't they removing it? If nothing comes from that conversation, then as the seller, you got to send that buyer what's called a notice to perform. And the performance will be for them to remove their inspection contingency. If they're still not doing it and it's 3 days after you sent that notice to perform, they still haven't removed it, you as the seller have the right to cancel the deal. And at that point, you probably should, because the buyers aren't going anywhere. Let's cancel that deal and let's move on with another buyer. So that's what a notice to perform is, and that is when you're allowed to cancel the deal. That's it for episode 37. Thank you for joining me. Check me out on Instagram. I have over 20,000 followers at Daniel Los Angeles is where you're going to find me. You keep asking real estate questions and I'll keep answering them.